the boy who borrowed time. The first time Alex Harper stole an hour from the universe, he was 14 years old and his mother was dying. It happened on a rainy Thursday in Mill Creek, Pennsylvania, the kind of faded steel town where the future had packed up and left years ago. Alex sat beside her hospital bed, clutching her cold hand while the heart monitor beeped slower and slower. The doctors had already given up. Stage 4. 3 weeks, maybe less. "I'm not ready," Alex whispered. That night, in the attic of their old Victorian house, he found his grandfather's pocket watch. It wasn't like other watches. Heavy. Silver. Covered in strange engravings that looked almost like mathematical equations mixed with ancient runes. His grandfather, a brilliant but eccentric physicist who disappeared when Alex was 7, had left it with a note taped to the case, "For the day you need more time. Use wisely. Never steal what you cannot repay." Alex laughed bitterly and flipped it open. Inside, instead of gears, there was a swirling vortex of blue light. When he touched it, the world froze. Everything stopped. Raindrops hung motionless in the air outside the window. The clock on the wall went silent. His own heartbeat paused. A single glowing number floated in the air in front of him, plus 60 minutes. He felt it, time pouring into him like warm electricity. His tired muscles strengthened. His racing thoughts slowed. For the first time in months, he could breathe. When he snapped the watch shut, time rushed back in. The next morning, his mother was sitting up in bed, smiling weakly, asking for breakfast. The doctors called it a miracle. Alex knew better. For 3 beautiful weeks, Alex became a thief of time. He borrowed minutes to ace impossible tests. He stole hours to stay up all night researching his mother's disease. He even took an entire afternoon once just to play basketball with his best friend Marcus without worrying about hospital visits. But something was wrong. People around him started forgetting. Mr. Henderson, his history teacher, blanked on entire lessons. Old Mrs. Kowalski at the corner store couldn't remember her granddaughter's name. Marcus began repeating the same stories like he'd never told them before. And Alex's mother, though awake, started aging faster than she should. Wrinkles appeared around her eyes that hadn't been there yesterday. The watch was taking payment. One night, after borrowing 6 hours to finish a science project that might help his mom, Alex woke up to find the watch glowing blood red on his nightstand. A new message burned across its face: debt, 47 hours. He had stolen too much. That's when the stranger appeared. Alex first saw him standing under the streetlight across from the hospital at 2:17 a.m. tall, wearing a long black coat, face hidden beneath the brim of a hat. When Alex stepped outside, the man was suddenly right behind him. "You're new at this," the stranger said. His voice sounded like gravel and static. "Most kids who find those watches don't last a month." Alex spun around. "Who are you?" "Call me Chronos. Not the god, just a collector." He tapped his own pocket, where an identical watch bulged. "You've been borrowing time, kid. Problem is, time doesn't like being stolen. It collects interest. And right now, the universe wants its payment. I'm trying to save my mom." Chronos laughed softly. "They all have reasons. A sick parent. A dying girlfriend. A mistake they want to undo. But every second you steal has to come from somewhere. Right now, you're pulling from the people around you. Soon, it'll start pulling from your own future. You'll burn out before you turn 18. Alex's hand shook. "Then tell me how to fix it." Chronos's eyes gleamed. "There's a place where the rules break. The hollow clock tower. It exists between seconds, a pocket where time can be repaid in full. But getting there costs something most people aren't willing to give." "What?" "Every memory you have of your mother. Every laugh. Every hug. Every moment that made you love her. You have to return those too." Alex felt like he'd been punched. "No," he whispered. "Then she dies. and you keep aging her faster every time you borrow more. Your choice, kid. The next 7 days were hell. Alex stopped using the watch completely. His mother's condition worsened again. He sat by her bed every night, crying silently while she grew weaker. On the 8th night, she whispered, "Alex, I keep dreaming about you as a little boy. You were always so curious. Always asking why the stars move." He broke. At 3:33 a.m., Alex stood in the middle of Mill Creek's abandoned steel mill, the pocket watch burning hot in his palm. He opened it. "Take me to the hollow clock tower." The world tore open. He fell through seconds. He saw his own life flashing in reverse: birthdays, first steps, his father leaving, his grandfather's disappearance. Then he landed in a place that shouldn't exist. The hollow clock tower rose endlessly into a starless black sky. Its gears were the size of buildings, turning silently. Thousands of floating golden threads, each one a human lifetime, drifted through the air like spider silk. In the center stood Chronos, no longer hiding his face. He looked exactly like Alex's grandfather. "You," Alex breathed. The old man smiled sadly. "I told you not to use it unless you were ready to pay. You're the one who made these watches. I didn't make them. I stole the design from something much older than me. And I've been collecting debts ever since." Alex looked at the glowing threads. One of them was dimmer than the others, his mother's. "I'll pay," he said, voice cracking. "But not all of it. I want to trade." Chronos raised an eyebrow. "You think you can bargain with time itself?" "I'm not bargaining with time," Alex said, stepping forward. "I'm bargaining with you, Grandpa." The truth came pouring out. His grandfather hadn't disappeared. He had become Chronos after borrowing too much time trying to save Alex's grandmother. He had been trapped here ever since, collecting debts for the tower so it wouldn't collapse and tear reality apart. "I can't let your mother die," Alex said. "But I won't forget her either. So here's my offer." He held up the watch. "I'll give you every hour I've stolen, plus every hour I was going to live after age 25. You can have my future. But I keep every memory of Mom. All of them." Chronos stared at him for a long time. "You die young, just to give her a chance." "I'd die tomorrow if it meant she could live." The tower groaned. Gears screamed. Chronos finally nodded. "Deal." When Alex opened his eyes, he was back in the hospital room. His mother was sitting up, color in her cheeks. The doctors were crying, actual tears. They said her cancer had vanished overnight. Impossible. Miraculous. Alex smiled weakly. He looked 10 years older than he had the day before. Grey streaks already showing in his dark hair. That afternoon, he sat with his mother in the hospital garden. She held his hand, studying his tired face. "You look like you've been through a war," she said softly. Alex laughed, even though it hurt. "I borrowed some time," he whispered. "But I paid it back." His mother didn't understand. She didn't need to. As the sun set over Mill Creek, Alex felt the pocket watch, now cold and ordinary, in his pocket. He would never open it again. He had 25 years left. 25 years to live fully. 25 years to remember every single moment with the woman sitting beside him. And for the first time in his life, Alex Harper didn't need any more time than that. The end, word count, ~1 for 80 estimated reading time, 9.5 to 10.5 minutes when narrated with emotion and pauses. This story blends mystery, emotional fantasy, and sci-fi elements while staying deeply human, perfect for American YouTube audiences who love stories about sacrifice, family, and twisted time mechanics.